years. Last 3 to 4 years, I've been giving training in different colleges in different things. So, and company first phase. So I really welcome you all. So now, before telling anything about Java, or before telling anything about the programming languages, everything, so I just want to tell you what is programming language. We are humans, so we can speak English, we can speak Hindi, we can speak. There are different languages also: Bengali, Punjabi, Gujarati. There are lots and lots of languages. So the difference between human and a machine is that machine understands only the 0 and 1, the binary languages. So when we need to communicate with a computer or with a smartphone or with any of the device or any robot, so then we need some medium. We need something through which we can communicate with the robot or with the machine. So since computer understand only zeros and ones, that's why we need something called programming languages. So there are many programming languages. Java is one of them. Apart from Java, there are C, C++, Python, and many other programming languages also. But the main motto that why we need Java is basically Java is one of the most robust language, high level language, object oriented, class based, and secure programming language. You can see in this slide. So if you learn Java, you will not only be able to develop Android applications, but some web applications, some enterprise applications. You will be also a game developer if you want. You can participate in robotics competitions. You can develop smart cards and all these things. Whatever you want, you can choose your domain, and then you can jump into that particular domain. So after just learning this one programming language, Java, you can explore multiple options. Also there are some other languages like C, C++. This doesn't comes with object oriented, something has something else problem. Java is really very simple programming language, and when you'll be actually writing codes in Java, then you'll be able to understand that the simplicity and the huge number of methods, the huge number of libraries that it offers. So this is the main reason. Even if we are using like refrigerator, washing machines, and all the other things in the household machines and all these things, even in this machine there is Java. Without Java, we cannot think this world. So Java was, yeah, developed many years ago in 1995, but in recent days, in from 2000 and from 2005 10, it has gained the main popularity. And the James Gosling, he was working in the Sun Microsystem, and he was the father of Java. He is basically known as. So, and all these other features like what is JDK, what is JRE, what is JVM, we will be learning everything in detail in our course, where we will be exploring all the particular options and everything one by one. We will be learning all these things, and you no need to worry about even if you are a non-coding background, or even if you have some knowledge. So we will be starting from exactly from scratch. So those who are familiar with coding, those who knows what is a platform, and what is a development area, what are the development tools, what are libraries. So you will also be able to catch up all this, and also recap. There will be a recap like session. And those who don't know, this is really gonna be very interesting and useful for you also, guys. So the next thing, the difference, all this difference is written here. We will discuss in this in our course. So, and this difference are really asked a lot of times in all the interviews also. So there is also the concept of variables. The concept of variables is really a great concept for all the programming language. So whenever I teach my students about programming, about any language, all the main concepts and all the syntax, this is the most important thing. And based on that syntax, you can develop your logic, and logic is your key. So whenever you will be having some key logics, you can think yourself, we will have creativity. Then you can design your own algorithm, and you can write your own code, and you can participate in all the interviews, in all the coding competitions, and your life will be secured. Okay, so one of that concept is variable. So before jumping into variable, I want to make sure that you all are able to understand whatever I'm delivering. Till this point, do you have any question or anything you want to ask? Anyone? You can unmute and or either you can drop a chat in this section. Okay, so I think you don't have any questions. So what is variable? Variable is like we will be doing his codes also. But before knowing what is variable, you can think like a jar or a glass what is filled with a little amount of water. This is the visualization. So the glass or the jar or the bucket, it is called the variable, and the water inside the glass, inside that bucket, is the data value. So this is just like a variable. So whenever we write integer I equals to 5, or this is the basic implementation of variables. So whenever we write something, so the name of the variable is the bucket, and that variable contains some data value. If it is, it may be of integer type, integer I equals to 5. It may be of different types, so character type or string. Like in our daily world, our name, suppose my name is Pradipto Chatterjee. So my name is a string. Whenever there will be something like a string, whenever there will be something like a sentence or a words or single word, or there are multiple word, that are the strings. So you can imagine something like your phone numbers. These phone numbers are integers. Whenever there is some numbers, and another thing like the temperature, the marks 99, you have got 99 or 80%, or 90.0, 90.01. All these kind of numbers, these things are floating point number. So Java has a Java really data type conversion also, how you can convert data types. The next thing is keyword. So before jumping into keyword, I want to present my VS Code, and then I want to show you that, or a VS Code, you can also use like online compilers. There are many online compilers. For today's demo session, I'll be using online compiler, online Java compiler. So, and from any one link, I can get any online compiler, and this will look something like this. So I hope this online compiler, this page is also visible. And here is a basic Java code. There is, you can see there is a class. Java is an object-oriented programming language. I will discuss that object-oriented feature in a moment. So inside this class, there is a main method, and method, as the name suggests, it is the main method from where the execution will start. The compiler is something like that. There is a driver. You can think there is a train, and in the train there is a driver. The driver drives the train. The driver controls the train. Yeah, so the compiler controls the code. It helps the machine to run or to execute the code. So the compiler will start execution from this line, from this main function or the main method. And what is this string, what is this args, what is a static keyword, public keyword, everything will be discussed in this course. So as I mentioned, the integer x equals to 10, this is kind of variable. The first thing, that is a data type, that is integer. And the second thing is a name, x, that is a name. Integer is data type, and x is a name, and 10 is the value. So first we will write the data type, then we will write the name, and then we will write its value. Similarly here, there is another variable x and y equals to 25, and this is just like any other arithmetic operation, like of our class 3 4, like this only. Z, there is another variable, and this variable will contain the value of x plus y, that is 10 plus 25. And whenever we will be printing the sum, this is in the double quotation we write strings. Whenever we will be writing the sum of x plus y is z, and without double quotation, this is the variable. This will print the value of the variable, and whatever will be written inside this double quotation, this will directly be printed. So if I execute this one, let me execute this one, and this is running. The sum of x plus y is 35. So it is absolutely correct. So now let me show you how you can write a string, or any other thing, like there is a string s equals to string x equals to, suppose I'm writing my name here. And remember one thing, uh, there is a semicolon at the end of each line. So we need to give this semicolon, otherwise your code will throw errors. So I have written string s equals to Pradipto, and if I write here in the next line, system dot out dot print ln, this line is used for printing anything in our console. This line is used for printing anything in our console. So here if I write only s, so the name, that is the string, this will be generated here. This will be printed here. We can have different type of variables. We can have different type of all the data types. So let me print this, execute this one. Yeah, so you can see Pradipto has been printed here. So this is these are some basic examples for Java, how we can code in Java, how we can write our own logic. We can have different operators, arithmetic operator. There are logical operator. Like we think whether I'm gonna do this or not. If today, if it is raining, I'll not be going to our college or my school. So the decision making things, all these things can be implemented in Java also. So I will discuss again all these codes. So let me present my screen again. So just tell me whether you are able to understand this or not. So I need your acknowledgement. Acknowledgement is necessary. Are you getting it? You can unmute
Yes,
yourself, and yeah. So any other?
yes,
Okay, Akanksha told she is able to understand, and any other? Yes. Okay. Very good. Okay. So that's great. So these are how we can exactly how we can write code. Everything will be discussed really, but I will uh, I will show you the next concept, that is keyword. So when we were writing, you may see there was something public, there was something there are many different things were there. There was something called class, and many other things were there. So what are these words? These words are colorful. This there are some words, these are colorful, like public, like this class, like this static, this void, this int. All these things are colorful. And this obviously this string inside whatever is written here, this is also a string, but these things are colorful. So what are these things? These things are called keywords. So what is a keyword? Keyword is basically a reserved words. Reserved words means whenever we travel in train or in bus or in aeroplane, wherever, so we can reserve our seats. So if we reserve our seat, no one will be able to use that seat. That is completely mine. That is only mine. These things are called reserved seat. We can reserve our seat. We can reserve our rank. There are many things. You know the meaning of reserved. So exactly that is the case here also in case of keywords. What are reserved words? Reserved words basically means these words cannot be used for something else. For suppose the variable name declaration, or for anything else, these words cannot be used for function name or for class name or for anything else. We cannot use these words. We can only use these words for the for this very particular purpose, for this something that there is specific purpose. Like a class is class keyword. This is used for initiate or initialize a class, declare a class. There is a boolean keyword, there byte, character, integer keyword. The integer keyword int, this keyword is used to tell the compiler whether the variable, the type of the variable is of integer or not. Char, this character keyword, this is used to tell the compiler whether the type of the variable is character or not. Float, This is used for the to let the compiler know whether the type of the variable is float or not. Float means if your marks are 92.3, 99.3, 99.9, 70 point, say anything, these things are called float. Wherever there is a point, decimal numbers, these things are represented at float. If else statement, we will be for, and all these things. So here is a list of keywords. I will share this ppt also in the course, so you can learn all these things. The next concept is data types that I was telling. What is int, what is this, what is that, these things I was telling. So data type is of two type, primitive and non-primitive. I will discuss the primitive first, then I will discuss the non-primitive data types. Primitive data types means there are something that is the most fundamental. With the help of these primitive data types, only the non-primitive data types are created or are initialized, or they have been declared. So what are primitive data types? The fundamental data types, there are basically of two types. Boolean means yes or no, true or false, this kind of things. And another is numeric. Again, numeric is consist of two things, character and integral. Character means there will be a char, char type. Char means only one single character, only one single, like pradipto pradipto in my name. This is a string, and character is only, suppose only p or only r or only anything else, that is a character, one single character. And integral, this is of two type also, integer and floating point. In integer there are several things, byte, short, integer and long. We have seen the example of integer, and also in the floating point number there are float and double. So all these things will be clarified to you, all these things will be discussed with you with the help of examples. No worries, this is just a demo class, that what you are going to learn and how you are going to learn. The next thing is non-primitive data types. So non-primitive data types is based on this primitive data types, like the string. String is a string, like a string is Pradipto, Pradipto. This is a string, and this string is based on several characters, all the characters like P, R, A, D, I, P, T, O. All this character, all this character is like at the fundamental of the string Pradipto. So the string consists of several characters. Array is again another type, data type. So when we will be implementing array, definitely you will see that a variable, a single variable can contain only one single value. Like here, like just here, integer x is a variable. The name of the variable is x, and it can contain only one single value, that is 10. X is equals to 10. Y is another variable that can contain only one single value, that is 20. Z is another variable, and z contains some other value, x plus y, that is 10 plus 25, that is 35. So 10 is a variable, 25 is a variable. These are only one variable here. Only one variable is here. Only one variable can contain only one single value. But when a single variable can contain multiple values, multiple items, these things are called array. We can store an array of values, array of integers, array of characters, and array of float. All these things can be stored. When a variable can store multiple items, that is called an array. So yeah, this is all about array. We can also implement array in different ways. There are for loop. I will be implementing an array also in the just after some time. And yeah, there are some floating point, double, all these things. And also there are many non-primitive data types. So this is all about Java data types, and there are also many more. Everything will be clarified to you in the course. So the default values and the default size, everything is clearly written here. Next thing is Java operators. That what does the operator means? Operator is for uh, operations. Whenever you want to perform some operation between two variables, you need operators. Like if you want to add two numbers, you need a plus operator for summation. If you need to subtract two number, you need the subtract operator. If you need the left shift right, all these operators will be discussed. If two variables are equal or not, if you want to check this, there is a double equal to operator. If they are not equal to, there is something this. So we are humans, right? We can think, we have our own neurons in the biological system. We can think that whether these two values are equal or not, and why it is necessary. Suppose we are in front of a line, we are in front of a ticket counter, a railway ticket counter, and there are two lane. So you have to think, which length is shorter. So we will see the number of people in the lane 1 and we will see the number of people in the lane 2. And we will decide whether the number of people in lane 1 and with the number of people in lane 2 is equal or not. If this is equal, we may choose whatever we want. But if the number of people in the lane 1 is minimum, then we will go for the lane 1, and else we will go in the lane 2. So we have to check. For checking, there is equal to operator. There is also there are some other operators like the comparison operator. We are comparing, is this equal, equal to, or is this less than, or is this greater than, or is this less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. There are many operators, so we will also be learning this. So this is all about operators. We have also seen a basic operator here, like 10 plus 25 is 35, and it is stored in the z variable. If we want to subtract, so I will again create a variable integer. Suppose the name of the variable is a, and inside this a variable I'm subtracting y minus x. So I have done this, and then I'm executing this. So oh, I have to print the value of a also, otherwise nothing will be displayed. So how I can print? I can just copy this line, because system.out.println, this statement is used for printing anything in our console. So I am writing a code, that is the sub is, and here I am writing plus. The plus sign, this is used to this is basically used to like adding this has different operator. There are multiple things we can do with this plus sign. Like we can add two strings, we can add a string with an integer. There are multiple things we can do that will also be discussed. So I'm just writing the name of the variable here, and this is the name of the string, and then I'm writing the name of the variable. So this is all about how we can write something, how we can print, and this is all about how we can subtract. So these things, now I am executing this, and you can see the sum of x plus y is 35. The subtraction is 15. So 25 minus 10 is 15. So this is the thing. In this way we can create different variables, we can assign values to it, we can also perform different operations. Now all these operators, as I told, will be discussed. Next thing, let's practice something. So you will be telling me what we will do. So I'm clearing all these things. I'm just clearing all these things. So tell me how we can write, anyone unmute yourself and tell me how we can write a floating point number, or how we can initialize a value to a floating point variable. How we can do this? Anyone? And I'm giving a hint. This will exactly like the integer one. So how we can write that? Anyone can unmute yourself and tell me. Okay, so no one is willing to answer first. No problem. I am writing here. So there is a keyword float, as I discussed, float, and now we have to, this is the data type. The data type is float, and with the help of float keyword, I'm specifying the data type, and now I will write the name of the variable that will contain the value itself. So suppose the name of the variable is a is equal to and here I'll be writing any value. Suppose I'm writing 10.7. This is a floating point number, and this is it. In this particular way we can create our variable, and we can print our variable. So this is the syntax. So there is a error. Why there is a error? Why there is a error? So I need to tell the compiler this is a floating point number by specifying a if here. A if here. So we should have to be very much like what, like very much confident with the syntax. So I purposely showed you this error, that you can debug any error. And obviously whenever you will be writing codes, whenever you will be practicing yourself, you will face errors. So in that case what you can do, you can see this error. You can see the error is in this line. There is a mark here, and the error is in this particular line. So the compiler is telling you that the error is here. Please find the error in this particular line and please fix it. And the line is also specified here. The line is 4. Line number 4, there is an error in this particular thing. So you have to like change the error. You have to correct this, and we are printing the value. We are executing this. So the value is 10.7. This is the value that we have assigned. The 10.7 is the floating point number, and we have assigned it to the variable a. And we are printing the variable a with the help of system.out.println, this syntax. So I hope this is clear to you all. Anyone? Akanksha unmuted, but yeah.
Yeah, why F is different? I mean, why F is important? I didn't understand.
Yeah, if is important. This is the syntax. Java is defined in this way.
For every float number, or what?
You can do something else. If you want to print a floating point number, you can do something else. You can write online compiler also. It can be printed whenever you will be writing double. The data type is double, and the name of the variable, you just printing the name of the variable. Then there is no need to write the if. But whenever you were doing like float, you are assigning value to a float, then you should have to write the if here. This is the syntax. Like uh, yeah, if you want to know the actual reason, that will take a lot of time, and that we will be discussing in the class. But this is the
Okay,
way. Yeah.
okay,
So the next thing is like taking system, like taking user input. How you can take user inputs. So again, I'm back to my slide. There are basically 4 methods, and I'll be discussing the first method only. The other methods will be discussed in the class. So the first method is the scanner class, using the scanner class. So how we can do that? I'm again back in my code compiler here, online compiler. To take any input from the user, we are communicating with the computer. So it is not like that we will write something only in this part and the output will be shown here. This is not the case only. We can also there will be case like we have to give some input here, we have to deal with the compiler, we have to like I was doing a example like 10 plus 25, the output was 35. That variables, the values were specified uh, in the code itself. But if I want to give it manually, if I want to just declare a variable and all the values will be added again and again, uh, that can be done with the help of scanner class. So for taking any user input, we need scanner class. I'm importing the scanner class, and for importing, I will just use the import keyword, and the scanner class is present in the java dot util dot scanner here. This is present here. So I'm importing something. I'm importing a package or a library or a class, whatever we can import from. And what is this import statement means? In the real life, the import statement or import word, this means that we can import something from the outside world, we can import some foreign goods, we can import some foreign products, and we can use it in our own home, in our own place. So the import statement suggests that the scanner class, we are not implementing the logic, or we are not writing the entire logic of the scanner class, the java dot scanner class. It is already written here in this java dot util, that is utility, for utility purpose, and util dot scanner. And we will be just using this class, and we will be using this class and to create objects, and then we can take user inputs. So how we can do that, let me show you with an example. I will be creating an object, scanner sc, this is the name of the object, and scanner sc, then I will write new keyword. New is again a keyword with the help of which we can create objects. So I use the new keyword, and I will write scanner, and then here system.in. System.in is used to tell the compiler this is for input purpose. So now what I am doing, I am just printing a message, printing a simple message. And what is the message key? Enter a number. I'm telling the compiler, and what does this line mean? I'm telling the compiler to print something on the console that enter a number. And whenever a number will be entered, I have to store the number inside a variable. So how we can do that? I'm storing this a integer. I'm using an integer data type. The name of the data, variable is num equals to sc dot. So this is in Java. For storing any, for scanning, or for taking any integer input, we will use this next int method. So this next int method, the integer will be stored inside the variable what we have declared. In the num variable, the value whatever the user will input, that will be stored here. And now we can like print the variable, that println, we can print here, and the value that you have entered. And then what we will do, we will use this plus syntax, this plus for adding this string with, and also an integer, and the integer is num, for writing any variable. So this is the basic syntax for taking a user input, and also printing this into the console. I'm executing this and enter okay. So yeah, here I cannot do this thing. I have to use my own VS code for this purpose. So I am copying this code, and I'm presenting my VS code. So in VS code, you will be able to see. In the online compiler, I cannot do like this. So I'm just presenting my VS code. Just wait for a minute. So I will just copy this part. I will just copy this part. No, I'm just copying the entire thing. This is the VS Code. This is my VS Code window, and I just copied this from the online compiler to my VS Code. And the name of the class is my class, so I have to change my file name accordingly. I will change the file name as my class. Always remember, whenever there is a public class, I have to change the file name accordingly. Like whatever will be the public class, that class name should be same as the file name. So this will be my class. Okay, so now if we execute this one, let me execute this one. This is executing, and this is asking me enter a number. So I'm entering a number, like I'm entering 10. So this is telling me you have entered 10. So in this way, again, if I run this code, so I can store different value. Like if I am entering 99 inside this variable, you have entered 99. So this is not like a static thing. I can dynamically access this variable and can dynamically store different values in this variable. So this is all about taking user input and dealing with user input. So I hope this is clear to you all, right? The next thing is, I'm back again in my slide. The next thing is flow control statements. So what is flow control statements? Like we are humans, we take decisions. That's what I was telling. We can take decisions with the help of if else. Like if this is not raining, if today is a sunny day, if today is the weather is good, I will go to college. Or if today there is no headache, I will do a lots of code. If today is not Sunday, and like this, so on, so on. So in this way we can make decisions. The other thing is loop control statements. If there is something we have to do continuously, and the same thing, if I have to like I have to do the same thing repeatedly, then I will use loops. If I have to do the same thing repeatedly, then I will use loops. And there are also some jump statements. If I have to break a loop, I will use the break statement. And if I want to continue the loop, I will use this continue statement. So this is all about the flow control. And whenever we will be doing the course, we will learn in detail what all these things are. So now I have already have we already have practiced that operators, if else statements, and switch statement. These things will be in your own class, in your class where you will be taking this course, that what are exactly the many examples with different kind of example with different kind of values, all these things. So now the thing is code of the day. Now I want to show you guys a special code, a special project that you will be doing in this course, and that is really very interesting. So for that reason, I need to present my IDE again. I'm stop sharing this screen, and I'm opening my IDE. Just wait for a minute, and I'm opening my IDE. So in this time, let me tell you that IDE is for development purpose. This is a development environment. So here we can do different things, and I'm just presenting. Just wait for a minute. So I hope this is visible. So this is a basic snake game. This is a basic snake game. But this basic snake game contains all type of functionality of a complex object-oriented programming concepts, and this game can help you to stand out your resume from others. And also there will be, this is the snake, and this is the food that we used to play in our childhood. So this is the snake game. This is a snake, and whenever it is having a food, it is increasing. One dot is increasing, and if there is a collision, then the game is over. So the way I have written the code, this is here, and we obviously we will be implementing this code from scratch. I will be telling you, I'll be showing you how you can do all the complex functionalities, and the swing class, what is swing, what is events. I'll be telling all these things to you. You'll be learning this, and you can develop any kind of applications you want. There is another application. There is a brick breaker game. This is also a very popular game. So this is like a game that whenever the ball will hit the surface, a brick will be broken, and the score will also be displayed in the top right corner. And this is a slider. I'm able to control this slider with the help of my keys, and all the values are like increasing. The score is increasing, you can see the score is increasing. And this is also, if suppose I stop using my slider, so whenever the ball will be passed, the game is over, and the score is 50. Press enter to restart. If I press enter again, this will be restarted, but I don't want to play it again, so I'm closing this thing. So, and this is also written in Java, completely in Java. So all the object oriented concepts, everything will be discussed to you. So I really hope, guys, you were able to understand that why Java is so necessary. Because already I told, in your everyday's life, in the washing machine, in the remote controlled car, in everything that you can see, in the robotics, in the smart card like ATMs, and all these things are based on Java. So this is why Java is very important. And the concepts that I told, uh, these things, everything will be taught in your class. So happy learning. I hope this class is interesting and you have find something new here. So now please let me know, did you liked it? And if you have any other questions, that what else we are going to learn, anything like that. Hello.
Yes, Abhi.
Yeah.
Yeah, no questions. It's good. Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, so thank you so much. Have a nice day. Thank you so much.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah.